Sprechen Sie Deutsch? 9. Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain, and I got Boosh with me. We are looking at Lost in Germany from SoMe, which I believe is for southern Maine.
Is it SoMe or SoMe?
It's southern Maine, I believe.
Maine, yeah.
So I'd say SoMe Brewing Company in York, Maine. This is Lost in Germany. It's a Keller style lager, dry hopped with Hallertau Blanc. So this should be pretty interesting. I noticed that they're using the cans. I think they're working with that mobile canning operation. These are very similar to... But we know that means these are high-quality cans that are not going to impart a tinny, metallic taste to the beer, because they do these things right in Maine.
So, you know, one of the reasons why this caught my eye...
Yeah, you were saying you had a story about that.
You remember when we did the head-to-head with the Oktoberfest, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Which, he'll post a link to those.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember to put it up in the corner there.
My grandmother's side of the family is from Germany.
Oh no, not Gam Gam.
Yeah, Gam Gam.
Gam Gam? Did she go to bed with a
ago.
warm sausage?
No.
Every night?
I don't know about that, but
those of you who have seen the movie Beer Fest know what I'm alluding to right now.
And real, I mean, I'm just mentioning that's actually what my family was from.
Your grandmother's family.
My grandmother's family was from Germany, so
of it, like you said.
And they make a good beer in Germany, and we had the Westfalen in the Oktoberfest.
Yes, and I believe we've done one other one from that brewery.
Have we?
Yes, in the non-alcoholic comparison. The closest we could get to one of them was the Weinstefan
there was
German something. But yes, very solid brews. Oldest brewery in the world.
Yes, and I don't know if you've tried it yet, but there is one that's done with, I want to say it's Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
They did a collaboration. We got to try that.
I think it was actually their most recent Oktoberfest, wasn't it? Was it a collab?
No, it might have been for Oktoberfest, but it's not an Oktoberfest beer.
Okay, I'll look into that, because I did do one collaboration between Sierra Nevada and Weinstefan that I did post, but if there's another one out there.
That's the only thing. I'm trying. I want to actually see if this is actually close to that type of that beer, because Weinstefaner was a good beer.
Oh, hell yeah. Good
and
stuff.
I noticed, though, you know how they say they're their oldest brewery? If you look in your book that you have, that's the Beers Book
World.
The Beers Book World. Mm-hmm. It sounds like there is one other that is actually older than them.
Huh.
But it's not from Germany. It's from Scotland.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know, it was just a little...
Yeah.
It was, and the thing is I'm really not caring about it, so...
That's pretty much it. It caught your eye because your grandmother's family.
My grandmother's family is from Germany, and I actually kind of wanted to try that. And it is a Maine brew, which we try and focus on.
Absolutely.
And really, that's a good head.
Yeah, I've been watching it slowly go down. But no, German brews. I always like German brews. I mean,
well, Germany is really the one that really sticks to the purity laws.
Yes. And we do love a good Oktoberfest, and most Oktoberfests are modeled after original German
and if you
beers.
actually look at the laws, the purity laws, a lot of the stuff that the craft breweries are doing wouldn't actually, unless they do actually approve, and are approved by the German by the purity laws and that stuff. But
don't get me wrong, I love a lot of beers with the goofy shit in them, but I think it takes a different type of skill.
Yes.
To put together a beer that expresses certain flavors using only the hops.
Right.
The malt, the water, and the yeast, because you're trying to coax certain flavors out of yeast strains.
Yeah.
Or get certain combinations of hop varieties to give you the flavor you're looking for, versus just dumping a fucking barrel full of raspberries in there, you know?
Right. Yeah. And a lot of companies do that. Mm-hmm. Like you say, just dump it in, not really care.
But don't get me wrong.
But they still
I'm not
taste
saying I don't like
okay.
those beers too.
They still taste okay.
There's just there's a different skill set involved.
And see, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I like Germany, is because they do that.
German
In
beer.
a way.
Not all of them, I'm sure. But
No,
what we're
but still.
getting exposed to here in the U.S. But anyway, yeah, this is a very nice looking beer. It looks slightly cloudy, but it is very effervescent. You mentioned the head, and it's got
really,
a lot of bubbles coming up.
Right, and it stayed for a little while, too.
Exactly.
The other thing I'm noticing...
Slightly cloudy, pale yellow.
Is this supposed to be an IPA type, or is it...
It says it was dry hopped. They're not labeling it as an IPA,
Okay.
but I guarantee you, dry hopping it, especially with that, the Hallertau is going to give it some very strong hop esters. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the cloudiness is because of hop oil.
The hop oil. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what Miller Lite does?
I don't believe they dry hop.
No. I know they hop it 3 different times.
Yeah, but dry hopping involves actually taking a beer out of the fermentation, adding fresh hops to the fermentation stage.
Okay.
I believe.
Which is a little bit different than
throwing it in the boil or in the original brew, etc.
Right. And that's kind of
a little hint of hoppiness off of it.
That's kind of why I kind of picked it too, is because I wanted to actually get the smell of the hops and that stuff, and really, I like the hoppy flavor anyway now.
Now you do. Somebody took care of that for you.
Yes, and thank you.
No problem. I am getting a little bit of hoppiness off it. I'm actually getting maybe a bit of a peppery smell, like a cracked black pepper. Just like a mild hint of it. I don't know. Maybe.
Wow. Well, it doesn't classify as an IPA, because we know what the IPA really is. It's India Pale Ale.
And honestly, you can call that any beer you've added extra hops to.
Right. You know, and it was mainly as a preservation.
Yes. But then they realized that it changed the flavor, and now we're throwing hops in everything and calling it an IPA because...
Right, and you know something?
Love IPAs.
SoMe didn't do that.
They
they just dry hopped it, and they didn't say it was an IPA.
No.
And that's a good thing. And it actually has a really good character and flavor. Excuse me.
Yeah, I am getting that hoppy bitterness in the finish.
And right, and it kind of, what I'm getting for a hop out of it is it actually does have an IPA flavor to me.
Mm-hmm. What I'm getting up front, though, is I'm getting, and I don't know about a Keller Pils, but I'm getting a breadiness that I'm used to from Kolsch's and Hell's style beers that are actually coming more into favor these days.
Right. And actually, I think Keller is actually the name of the hop that they're using. Like Noble Pils for Sam Adams, that's a Noble hop.
Yeah.
And they use a lot of that, which actually tasted good. And this is actually what this is putting me towards, is close to the Sam Adams Noble Pils.
Really?
It's
less hoppy for me.
It's not as hoppy as the Noble Pils, but it's kind of in that category, because I believe, the different brands of hops are definitely going to give you different flavors. And that's actually what I'm tasting. It's separate from the family. No, I won't say the family of hops, but the flavor of the Noble Pils is more hoppy. It's only because they use more for the most part, but it's kind of similar to this. They used a lot of the what was it?
Hallertau.
Hallertau.
Blanc.
Hallertau Blanc.
I'm not sure what the distinction is between that and regular Hallertau, but... Ooh, pardon.
It just does actually make a a difference in the flavor. It just tweaks it to one side.
Up front,
But it's I mean, it's not bitter.
I mean, no more than the regular hoppy bitterness that you expect.
But it does classify to me. It would classify to me as a IPA on the lower scales of an IPA.
Hoppy enough that yes, they could have branded it as an IPA.
But really, it actually is very good.
What I'm getting is I'm getting a nice medium light mouthfeel up front.
Yep.
It's crisp, and it's actually I'm getting a little bit of breadiness that translates further into a bit of earthiness, which I'm not sure if the Hallertau hops, the Hallertau Blanc, is supposed to express earthiness, but for me, I'm impressed by anything that does give me earthy notes because I don't usually pick up on them.
Well, the earthiness might be from the malt backbone.
It could be as well.
Backbone.
Well, it could even be from some of the yeast esters in there.
Right.
Too.
As far as when you say bready, it is kind of bready as well.
Yeah, nice light and crisp. But then it does fade to an overall hoppy bitterness. Still with some earthy notes.
You know, this would actually be a good...
pretty damn solid.
This would be a good fall beer. Sitting next to the fire when it starts getting... Not like it is now, but...
I could honestly drink this as a spring beer as well.
Spring wouldn't be bad neither. Yep.
It's fall or spring. I'm not quite ready to call it a good winter beer because we're in the middle of winter right now, and it's setting a decent tone, but it's not. It doesn't have that heaviness and body to it that I'd want from a nice solid winter beer.
Yep.
But no, this is a perfect campfire beer.
A good campfire beer. Or even a summer beer. Towards the end of the summer, it wouldn't be bad neither.
When we start sitting around the fire pit.
Yeah. Well, we sit around the fire pit and pretty much any time when we're drinking. As long as it's like not like 20 below. But
not right now. The yard covered in snow.
Right. Which is the way it is now, but still, it'll still warm you up a little bit too, though. It's actually a very good beer. It has, like the Kushnock we tried earlier, it has those little subtle differences that make it a little hard to describe.
Yeah. I'm ready to hit this one with actually a solid 4 out of 5 as well. Like
I think I am going to go with a 4 as well with this. And you know what? I hate to do it because it's actually a separate video.
Yeah. But
the Kushnock one, the other thing that would have made it actually better, I mean, that not better, but what I would say is it would be a good winter beer.
Oh, yes, that was a very solid winter beer.
Yep.
With the body and the flavor and the coffee and everything else, it was, definitely.
And we've pretty much said that this is more of a summer beer, or towards the end, maybe spring.
Fall. I think more in the mild weather where there's just a little bit of chill in the air, but you don't want it on like a swelteringly hot day either.
Yep. But this is also a good beer that you could actually take, and you could take, if they made them in it, a 30-pack and really... and have a good time with it.
I bet you could at least grab a 6-pack and take it wherever.
This is only
4 point something. 5.3.
Yeah, 5.3.
So okay.
Which actually wouldn't be that bad.
No.
I mean, it's a lot. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot like a Miller, and as far as like alcohol content, it's close to around that. And well, I don't need to say what we've done with the 30-pack of Miller.
Filled the yard with empties a couple of times, but that's beside the point.
Right, but still, it is a very good beer.
Yeah.
Very solid, very, and really, I'm not a hoppy guy, but like I said earlier in this video, is that it's starting to grow on me.
You've gotten used to it.
And really, this is really a good beer.
Well, as evidenced by a solid 4 out of 4 from both of us, yeah, I think we've said all we can about it.
Yep. And, well, that little story before,
that's all right.
That didn't fit in very well, but...
No, it fit in. It's a German-style beer, and you had something to say about it. That's fine.
Well, I am part German, I guess.
Hopefully the good part.
No, mostly French.
Well, we knew that.
A little bit of Irish, but not much Irish.
Mostly French. That's all.
Mostly
we need
French.
To know. Zalabouche. It means cow in French, doesn't it?
No, that's different.
Oh.
I was thinking Chevalier, but that's actually a horse.
Fèche de la bouche.
No,
We'll
stum the bush.
We'll watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail later.
No, it's stum the bush,
Ah.
which means shut your mouth.
Oh, bouche means mouth. That makes more sense now.
Hey!
Anyway, folks.
Watch it!
Thanks for tuning in. Till next time. Cheers.
Keep drinking.
I should have said Prost.
And Prost. If you're lost in Germany, who knows?
If you're lost in Germany, just drink Goldschlager until you wander into the hidden beer fest.
Yep.
There's another reference to that same movie.
Beer Fest.
Damn good.
Go.
Check it out.
And you guys from Broken Lizard, make another one.
I hate watching.
Yeah, I know.
Although, Stolansky is going to be at this year's Bangor Comic and Toy Con. Maybe I'll slip him a card.
And so it's Captain Spaulding.
Sid Haig. Hey, for an extra $60, you can get a professional photo op with him in full Captain Spaulding outfit. I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it.
Are you actually going to go this year?
Between
him and
Sid Haig being there, those are the two guys I would primarily go for. My kid's going to get a kick out of the cosplayers regardless, so we'll see what happens.
All right.
I'm just thinking that extra $60 for the photo op. It's worth it because it's a once in a lifetime thing. But do I have the money to spend on it?
Especially this year.
Yeah. Versus other things that.
But you did.
Taken care of.
You did get Billy D.
Yes.
Which was good.
I will never regret spending the money for the photo op with Billy D. Williams, where I set a can of Colt 45 in front of him and he just smiled and laughed. He couldn't say anything about it. I'm sure because of whatever licensing agreements and all that. But I think he appreciated it.
Well, he still has to agree to like it, so.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I'm just kind of surprised, though. You were probably the only one that had that.
Oh, I didn't see anybody else doing it.
Yeah, and everybody else had the Star Wars stuff to actually.
Which doesn't mean to say I'm not a Star Wars fan, but
Yeah.
fuck, man.
But you
Those
remember.
Colt 45 ads were classic. Okay. We are definitely drunkenly rambling. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And if you...
Thank you, Pinnacle.
Yeah. If you've stuck around this long, you might as well know this video was done after we did the Pinnacle Vodka and Tampico video, and then the Kushnock video, and I think we filmed them all in the space of 2 hours.
And I think we just mentioned them all.
Yeah.
Also, before this, anyway.
We filmed them all in the space of about 2 hours, if that. So we are pretty damn good shape right now.
Yep. And hopefully... Well, actually, I don't think... I saw in your refrigerator you don't have much more, so...
Nope. That's why you're cut off. I got a couple of things.
Might have to break into that green, then.
I got a couple of things we can break into. Plus, there's a half gallon of...
Yeah, but...
Lord Calvert that's been opened up there. We'll figure it out.
Oh, God, you smell like Lord Calvert.
What does the
Sopranos.
Lord smell like? Yeah.
Sopranos.
Yeah, I hear you. We'll figure it out. Take it easy, guys.